My fellow Patriots, there's not going to be any pomp and circumstance in this video. There's not going to be any openings, nothing really dramatic or cinematic about this video. It's just me and you having a conversation. There are now 30,000 troops in Washington, D.C. Police are going to ramp up all over the country to protect the Capitol buildings in every state. Jack Dorsey has removed all of the president's cries for peace and civility. 24-hour ban for the president. He puts up one video calling for peace, and they take it down. The media has been screaming in our faces about how Donald Trump supporters are violent and ruthless and insurrectionist. The mainstream media will not air any of the president's videos calling for peace. Why are they doing that? Why are they now putting huge police details and bringing in 30,000 troops, not armed with rubber bullets, not armed with shields, not armed with tear gas, armed with live rounds? You have to ask yourself why. Why, before the pandemic, were Democrats either legislating or by edict changing the election rules so that they could have mass mail-in ballots? A mass mail-in ballot has your name on it. They wanted to know who was voting for Donald Trump. Right now, if you're still with me right now, share this video with your friends. Share this video with your friends, because I'm going to say something that needs to be said. This is Nancy Pelosi's power play. They impeached the president for supposedly inciting a riot. Now, I have gone back and I've looked at the transcript, I've looked at the speech itself. He never called for any violence. He called for a peaceful protest. And yet, Nancy Pelosi and the Democrats and 10 Republicans impeached him and said he caused a violent insurrection. And they used the words at the end of his speech to prove that he called for a violent insurrection. The only problem is that the timeline doesn't fit. The timeline is bunk, because the siege on the congressional building started before he finished his speech. As a matter of fact, Elijah Schaffer was the one that pointed this one out. They had to leave his speech. They didn't hear a word he said to even get to the Capitol building on time. Before the siege started. If you had to leave his rally to get to the Capitol building and you didn't hear a damn word he said, how could he have incited a riot? This is their power play. This is what they want. Facebook and Twitter are taking down any mention of Donald Trump, except for the postings about the rallies that are supposed to happen between the 17th and the 20th. In his Oval Office address, where he called for peace and unity, he mentioned the 17th. They had credible evidence that there were going to be violent protests on the 17th through the 20th. Now, I don't know where this credible evidence comes from. But what you have to understand is that Black Lives Matter and Antifa were agitating at the Capitol building. They were the ones that were breaking the windows. I have chronicled, especially one person in particular, John Sullivan. John Sullivan was inside of the building. Did they arrest him? No. Did they press charges on him? No. He was even rewarded with an interview with Anderson Cooper. See, this is the double standard. If you're a liberal activist, you don't get charged. If you're a Trump supporter, you get shot. And that is my warning for you, patriots. The best thing that we can do is stay at home. Stay at home. Like I said, share this video with your friends. Stay at home. Do nothing. Do absolutely nothing. Because the military ain't playing around, man. They're armed with live ammunition and M4s. They're not going to take any crap. This is what Nancy Pelosi wants. She wants to be able to say that Republicans and Donald Trump caused an insurrection. That's what they want to say. They have no problem lying to the American people to make it look like half of the country is violent. What is this about? It's about your guns. It is about your guns. They will have the ammunition to say that the American people cannot be trusted with their weapons. That will allow them to take your guns away. That will give them every bit of power that they need to round up Trump supporters, to create a martial law situation. We are in trying times. I understand that. And I know that people want to go and they want to protest. But again, Jack Dorsey and Facebook, they're not taking down any of the violent rhetoric. They're not taking down the mentions of the protests. Don't trust it. These people are not your friends. The people putting this stuff up are not your friends. Seemingly credible accounts. I get it. Seemingly credible accounts saying, hey, we need to go and wave our flags. There will be violent agitators there. There will be people with Trump regalia on trying to incite you. You need to stay home. Share this video with your friends. Like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and share this with everybody that you can share this with. We have to stick together, Patriots. We have to, because there's one of two things that is going to happen in the next few days. One, Nancy Pelosi gets proven right. The violent leftist agitators rile people up. You have armed people walking through the streets, even though they don't want to shoot anybody, but they will use that as evidence that we need to be silenced. Or we stay at home and do nothing. If we stay at home and do nothing, Mitch McConnell gets his impeachment trial after Donald Trump leaves office, because the Democrats and the Republicans both want a situation where Donald Trump cannot run for office again. He's going to get his impeachment trial. But as one congresswoman put it, he has the power to declassify. That's why the Democrats wanted him to be removed from office. And Mitch McConnell wants Donald Trump not to ever run again, but he wants Donald Trump to declassify everything he can declassify. So we have a choice, America. We sit this one out. We sit this one out. I understand. People are angry. People think that this election was stolen. People believe that this election was stolen. Even a quarter of Democrats don't trust what happened in this election. I get it. But we cannot get violent. So sit this one out. That's all I have to say. I want you guys to be safe. I want you guys to come home to your families, because Nancy Pelosi and the Democrats, the mainstream media, have already been pushing for re-education camps for children of conservatives, for re-education camps for conservatives. If we don't sit this one out and just do nothing, the entire country loses. That's all I have to say. I want you guys to have a good day. I want you guys to be safe. Do not fall into the trap that they've set for us. Please do not fall into the trap that they've set for us. You guys have a good day and stay safe. Stay patriotic, my friends, because the conservative revolution begins the day after Joe Biden's inauguration. We'll see you later.